So then, let's talk the BP Ultimate Rally Raid of Portugal. It's interesting that it's earlier in the season, but it's not, like something that's utterly fascinating and it defines the way that the W2RC is. It's nice that it is there, though, because it means that the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge is not going to be affected until much later in the year if the conflict is still ongoing. And it's nice to have it be a spring event as well. It was interesting, the different dilemmas that came up. For example, the mechanical issues that we saw for Ford, which meant that they ended up retiring from the event. They ended up withdrawing all of their cars. But for Sebastian Loeb, who struggled with the Dakar a little bit, he managed to get a win. Held for championship lead on 87 points to second place Nasser Al Attiyah on 80. The Dakar winner got double the points of his teammate in the first event, and then got a handful for the power stage this time around, more or less, because different events have got different points behind them. Seth Quintero is in third in the W2RC Championship now, because he's got the second place here, the 9th for the Dakar. He's on 61, Loeb's on 87, so it's pretty much round in hand to Loeb over Quintero at the moment. And then the lead Ford is Ekstrom. For Dacia, this is looking good. Toyota have managed to pick up the last few, haven't they, of W2RC? But it looks like it could be Dacia's year. Mirage, a dependable drive from the reigning champion, 4th place. And I haven't really talked about the podium being rounded out by Ferreira. Good run there as well. But yeah, I think the thing that defined it most was the Ford retirements, where they had to pull all of them out in the end. Looking at the cars a little bit further, it was second place Rokas Bachuska because Mr. Dakar Peter Hansel ended up taking the Rally Raid of Portugal, perhaps unsurprisingly. But it was only the defenders that showed up. So at the end of the day, it was a defender 1-2-3 by default. In the challenges, Pau Navarro ends up coming out of it still in the lead of the championship, with Pau Klassen closing up only 2 points behind, with 5th place on both the events. And that's because of a mix of people who competed in one and didn't compete in the other. So Yasser Sedan and Cavaglacio, for example. But when you look a bit further down, Spearing's competed in both and is 5th on 54 points. Charles Munster, he is in 6th on 51 points. He got 2nd place this time around, by the way. And then Pinto picking up the win here. That's good for somebody who we've known from the Dakar for quite a while. The SSVs went the way of Montero after 2nd on the Dakar, and Gonzalez Verioli went from 3rd to 2nd for this as well. That's just because no Cheney at this event. So it's 1-2-3 to 1-1-2 with Cheney in 3rd, still on those 90 points. And then in the Masters, it's Gottschall with the lead over Garces, 166 to 112. But then the Energylandia team are in a Hilux, and even then you've got the Overdrive Hilux right behind them. So they're in some good hands. The bikes are pretty good though as well. I know the Benavides is still leading the championship, but Sanders had a good run. The number 1 ends up bouncing back from 5th in the Dakar to get some points back on the board, and it puts him only 6 points behind Benavides. Tosha Sharena is in between the two KTMs. He's on 44 points. And then just behind him, you got Brabeck and Van Beveren. Poor Edgar Canet, though. 4th place on this event, but it means that he's still 7th place in the standings, thanks to the 9th that he picked up on the Dakar. 24 points, half the points of Benavides in the lead KTM in the standings. In Rally 2, Mulek still holds on thanks to a 5th place, with Ventura getting a double podium and only 5 points off the lead. And then elsewhere, Amaral ends up taking the first of the year for the Rally 3 pilots, and on the quads, the first one for this year because they're not at the Dakar, it's Kanopkinas taking the lead there. In the trophy for women, Manse, she's ahead of Kabini. And then when we look at Rally 2 Juniors, Dabrowski still holds it, having not shown up after the Dakar, though Pellicer took the win and is now, 13 points behind. In the seniors, Habiska shows up with yet another win. And then for the Rally 3 Juniors, I can't see anything coming through on the website at the moment. And it feels like I'm waffling a little bit, but I just wanted to try and cover these different pieces that I've seen from the news. Overall, I like the stages that you get with this event. It reminds me of when you had the Dakar running through continental Europe before going on to Africa. It'd be nice to see stuff like this again in the future. I think it's good for the World Rally Raid Championship to be a proper World Championship as well. You have the Middle East, granted for 2 events. You have North and South Africa. You can have Latin America, and you can also have Europe. It's one of those things that I do want to see more of with the FIA Championships, that they are World Championships in more than just name. But let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below, folks. As always, thanks so much for watching and joining, and till next time, bye for now.